Okay, let's just get right into this. I need you to stop calling yourself indecisive. Seriously. And stop letting people call you over-analytical. Because if you have ever felt completely wiped out by what seems like the simplest choice, well, then this is for you.
You've been lied to. You know that crushing exhaustion you feel after a trip to the grocery store? Or that mental fog after you clear your inbox? That is not a weakness. It's actually proof that you are running a superior biological operating system.
So what if we just flip this whole thing on its head? What if that thing you've been made to feel bad about is actually a superpower in disguise? If you get drained by little choices, you're not broken. You are what we're going to call a high processor. So let's look under the hood. Let's get into the science of this, because this part is absolutely fascinating. Turns out some of our brains are just wired differently. They're built to gather a much, much higher level of detail from the world around us.
I'm sure you've heard it your whole life, right? Oh, you're just too sensitive. Let's just take that label and throw it right in the trash where it belongs. The reality, which is backed by neuroscience, is that you're a supersensor. Your brain is literally built to perceive more, to process more, and to feel more.
So what does this actually look like in the real world? Okay, picture this. You're in the milk aisle. An average processor sees two brands, maybe grabs the one they recognize, and boom, they're done. A high processor's brain, your brain, is running a super complex algorithm in the background. You're subconsciously scanning the price, the nutrition facts, the ethics of the packaging, even how it's going to taste in your coffee tomorrow. And you're doing all of this in a split second.
And all that extra processing leads us to a really key concept: decision fatigue. Now, this isn't about having a lack of willpower. It's about cognitive load. Your brain is simply doing more work with every single choice. It's kind of like you're lifting a heavier weight than everyone else around you. So of course you're going to get tired faster.
So why? Why are some of us built this way? Well, there's a brilliant metaphor from biology that explains it perfectly. The orchid versus the dandelion.
See, most people are dandelions. They're resilient. They can thrive pretty much anywhere, and they make choices without a ton of deep thought. But you're an orchid. You are highly tuned to your environment. You notice the subtle shifts, the tiny details, the stuff that everybody else just walks right past. It's what makes you so insightful, but it's also what makes you more prone to getting overwhelmed.
And this right here brings us to the core problem. I want you to think of your brain as a top-of-the-line, state-of-the-art supercomputer. It is unbelievably powerful. The only catch? It's running on a standard smartphone battery. So every single time you ask that incredible supercomputer to process what should be white noise, like what to wear or which email to answer first, you are just torching that precious battery. It's no wonder that by mid-afternoon, you're not just tired, you've hit a full-on mental shutdown because your fuel tank is totally empty. Okay, so we've diagnosed the issue, so what's the prescription? Let's get to the good stuff. It's time to finally read the user manual for your high-performance brain. The answer here is not to toughen up. That's like telling a Formula One race car it needs to get better at driving on a gravel road. It's ridiculous. The solution is to curate your cognitive load. You have to manage your energy like the precious, powerful resource it really is. And here's exactly how you do it. It's called the 3-option rule. So simple, but it is an absolute game changer. Step 1 is the instant filter. When you're faced with a choice, your first job is to be ruthless. Get rid of options until only 3 are left. Step 2, the comparison zone. Okay, now you unleash your supercomputer, but you focus it only on those 3 options. And step 3, execution. Compare the 3, make the call, and this part is so important. Move on. No second guessing. What this whole protocol does is create a protective buffer for your brain. You're stopping that energy leak that happens from analyzing dozens of tiny, meaningless choices. And this frees up your supersensor abilities to work for you on the big, important stuff, instead of getting burned out on the small stuff. All right, let's bring it all home. The goal here isn't to fundamentally change who you are. Why would you want to? The goal is to master your own incredible biology. So, here's the most crucial takeaway. Stop apologizing for being indecisive. It was never indecisiveness. It was unmanaged, high-level processing power. You just didn't have the right map for your own biology. Well, now you do. Because when a high processor, an orchid, a supersensor, when you learn how to manage that cognitive load and point your supercomputer at the things that truly matter, you don't just become functional. You become absolutely unstoppable. So I want you to leave with this one thought just echoing in your mind. Say it with me.
You aren't broken, you're just high performance. Now go on. What's the first decision you're going to use the 3-option rule on?